The word cosmism, which has strong ties to the works of H.P. Lovecraft, is fundamental to it. An existentialist worldview of insignificance is encapsulated by Lovecraft. It suggests that in the face of the infinitely immensity of the universe, humankind, with all its intelligence and accomplishments, is nothing more than a passing, irrelevant dot. Because of its infinite apathy, the cosmos is not hostile. It is just unconcerned with the insignificance of human life and civilization. Cosmology is based on the disturbing, but fundamental idea that the universe functions on a scale and according to rules that are completely unrelated to human ethics and problems. This is more than just a scientific fact about how little we are in comparison to the vastness of the world. It's also a philosophical position on how our species will ultimately be irrelevant in the universe's great story. In his writings, Lovecraft often delves into these topics by introducing readers to strong, ancient creatures whose acts and motivations beyond human comprehension. These supernatural creatures, who appear in his writings as gods or extraterrestrial monsters, aren't bad in and of themselves. They're only obeying orders that our finite brains can't understand. The cosmic beings in Lovecraft's stories aren't evil. What makes them terrifying is their complete lack of care for humankind. Cosmology has vast and troubling philosophical consequences. Any set of principles or moral principles that are based on human beings would be inherently flawed if we are not the protagonists in the grand cosmic story. If the cosmos is impersonal, then what is the need of morality? What is the point of human accomplishment? It is a key tenet of cosmism that human life is inherently isolated in its pleasures and sorrows, and that the cosmos may not accommodate to human concerns, being neutral rather than hostile or beneficent. The human situation must be reevaluated in light of this perspective. We are encouraged to contemplate our own importance in light of our limitations and the immense mystery of the universe. Is it liberating to realize that the cosmos is unconcerned with our destiny and fates, or depressing to think about how insignificant we are in the grand scheme of things? According to cosmic theorists, there is no higher cosmic order that endorses the meaning we discover or generate. Also, the anthropocentric perspective that has been prevalent in human thinking is challenged by cosmicism. The process of decentering humanity forces us to reevaluate our role in the cosmos, shifting our focus from being favored by or rulers of a cosmic order to being active players in a huge, evolving mystery. One way of looking at this change of viewpoint is that it's an act of intellectual humility, recognizing how much of the cosmos is beyond our ken and control. Cosmo-criticism, in a poetic sense, conjures a stark beauty, the stupefying mystique of space and time, the majestic fear of the unknown, and the profound loneliness of existential contemplation. Rather than seeing the universe as a gigantic theater for human drama, it is more poetic to think of it as a huge, empty wilderness apart from the trivial worries of human societies. Cosmology transforms the night sky from a beautiful background to a sobering reminder of how insignificant we are. Forces that are heartless and unaware of human wants continue to dance with the stars and galaxies. A new sort of human meaning, one that is not bestowed by cosmic forces, but created by human minds and emotions, may find a place amid this enormous cosmic apathy. Discovering or making meaning in this huge, uncaring world is an act of rebellion. It is a declaration of human ingenuity and perseverance in the face of a reality that neither support nor hinder our efforts. Thus, cosmicism goes beyond only narrative, even if it is based on Lovecraft's writings. It evolves into a literary theme and a philosophical stance, both of which call on the human soul to forge its own way across the vastness of space and time. Embracing the unknown without the solace of cosmic purpose, it challenges us to live on the brink of disaster, and to discover the inner strength to create beauty and meaning in the face of the universe's icy, emotionless vastness. A bold call to reevaluate our existential priorities may be found in the philosophical canon of cosmism. A lack of cosmic signposts or supernatural narratives steers the quest for meaning in this worldview, which pushes us toward existential autonomy. We are free to create our own existential goals, which is both exciting and terrifying. but it also means that we are responsible for the meanings we accept or reject. A sensation of the sublime, a combination of wonder and terror stirred by the immensity and mystique of the cosmos, is a common artistic expression of cosmicism. Within cosmicism, the sublime experience refers to the tremendous dislocation and detachment we feel when faced with the grandeur and indifference of the universe, rather than only the beauty or fear of the cosmos. The limits of human comprehension and our own limitations are brought into sharp relief by this alienation. This view is congruent with existentialist philosophy, which views existence as fundamentally meaningless and places an emphasis on free will and personal responsibility. Consistent with cosmicism, existentialism forces us to choose our own way in a life when everyone else seems unconcerned with our plight. Cosmos, in contrast to existentialism, takes this seeming indifference to a cosmic level, setting the human drama against the background of an uncaring cosmos. In addition, cosmicism shares several principles with nihilism, especially the denial of life's inherent worth and significance. Cosmology, in contrast to nihilism, which may cause pessimism and hopelessness, allows for a more reflective recognition of humanity's role in the cosmos. It alludes to a way of seeing the world that is cognizant of the cosmos as a whole, which may bring a feeling of the enigmatic and profound into our daily lives, rather of leading to nihilism or despair. This realization might bring about a cosmic humility, the understanding that while we are a part of the cosmos, we are not its architect, principal concern, or even its center. When one's search for meaning and insight turns into a subtle defiance against the immense apathy of the universe, this modesty may be a wellspring of great spiritual depth. A new kind of storytelling has emerged in literature and art as a result of cosmicism. This style rejects heroic mythology in favor of stories about futility and mystery. Stories like this often portray struggles with the unknown that don't lead to understanding or triumph, but rather amplify the enigma and highlight our frailties as humans. These tales often feature regular people, not heroes or conquerors, who get a glimpse of the enormous, unknown reality of the cosmos and are changed and even haunted by it. A style that emphasizes huge, empty spaces, abstract shapes, and subjects that induce a feeling of estrangement or existential alone is encouraged by cosmicism, which influences many forms of creative expression. The cosmicism-inspired visual arts, music, and film often use size, perspective, and contrast to portray the limitless and the unknown, prompting viewers to reflect on their own insignificance compared to the immensity of the cosmos. Cosmology does not provide reassurance or certainty as a philosophical framework. Rather, it presents a direct, unblinking look into space, compelling us to live in harmony with the cosmos. In the face of an enormous, apathetic cosmos, it inspires a kind of existential bravery, the acceptance of the possibility that existence may have purpose. Cosmology encourages us to delve into the vastness of the cosmos and our own inner lives. It starts a solo adventure where the traveler must find their way between the cosmic mayhem and the peace of meaningful self-discovery, an adventure that is at once universal and profoundly intimate. This cosmologically informed philosophical search does not provide us with a conclusive resolution, but it does expand our inquiries and enhance our existential conversation with the cosmos. We meet a dilemma at the center of human life when we explore the implications of cosmicism further. This seeming contradiction stems from the fact that our lives are both immensely important and utterly meaningless. Paradoxically, cosmicism stresses the profound importance of our subjective experiences and decisions, while simultaneously highlighting our insignificance in the universe. Every choice, every instant of consciousness, every act of beauty-making or quest for knowledge is an immense rebellion against the cosmic emptiness. Rather than being overtly heroic or raucous, this resistance is subtle, tenacious, and introspective. Art that will go unnoticed by the universe, love for people in an uncaring world, and the pursuit of knowledge in an unfathomable universe are all acts of defiance. Here, the cosmic and the existential meet, beckoning one to a thoughtful life engagement that values the fleeting and the ephemeral against the background of eternity. From this perspective, cosmicism poses an existential threat that demands an extreme honesty. In a cosmicist view, being genuine entails accepting and celebrating our cosmic position without giving in to pessimism or empty consolation. It encompasses being cognizant of the vastness of space without allowing it to obliterate the wonder, pleasure, and significance that may be found in earthly endeavors. To be really true, one must have the kind of bravery that comes from inside, from taming their fears, illusions, and wants in the face of cosmic indifference, rather than from an external focus on conquering space. A new aesthetic appreciation for the cosmos is another benefit of cosmological contemplation. While seemingly unconcerned with our existence, the universe icy, faraway stars, enormous, quiet galaxies, mysterious dark matter, and dark energy may evoke strong feelings and thoughts in us. This reaction is a complicated blend of admiration, trepidation, curiosity, and modesty, rather than only dread or wonder. As a reflection of our inherent insignificance, it echoes the universal need for a sense of belonging to a greater whole. Therefore, cosmism is both a philosophical position and an aesthetic movement that draws on existentialist ideas. Many cosmopolitan writers, artists, and philosophers place a vast and apathetic cosmos at the center of their works, which often deals with themes of isolation, meaning-seeking, and facing the unknown. Inspiring us to face our hopes and worries about our role in the universe, their works encourage us to consider how we have responded to these topics. In addition, our moral and ethical systems are affected by cosmicism. Our ideas of right and wrong, good and evil, take on a different hue if the cosmos is impartial. These concepts have evolved from being absolute rules imposed by the universe to becoming societal and personal frameworks that people have created. This insight does not always result in moral nihilism, but rather in an ethical constructivism in which we intentionally choose and mold our ethical frameworks according to human circumstances and needs instead of universal laws. Looking at the big picture through the prism of cosmicism allows us to reassess our values and perspectives. It asks us to have a more modest and introspective view of the universe and our role in it, by challenging the anthropocentric biases that have influenced human thinking and culture for a long time. Embracing the majesty and intrigue of the cosmos may lead us to fresh insights on our identities, our connections, and our life's meaning. In the end, cosmicism fails to provide a reassuring story about the importance or fate of humans. As an alternative, it paints a picture of the cosmos that is harsh, expansive, and apathetic, yet ripe with opportunities for individual and communal meaning-making. Here, the cosmic abyss is seen as more than only a place to feel existential fear. It is also an opportunity for humans to be brave, creative, and reflective, a place where the soul may face the biggest questions about life and find its own way across the vastness of space and time. Therefore, we need to reshape our emotional and mental landscapes in order to embrace cosmicism. It challenges us to step back from our narrow, human-centered views and think about the world from a larger, more universal vantage point, challenging our conventional narratives of development, meaning, and permanence. We may find this change confusing or even disturbing since it calls into question long-held assumptions about our significance and place in the cosmos. However, it also presents an opportunity for deep contemplation and personal development. Cosmology, in this larger existential framework, stimulates a more profound investigation of the idea of existential freedom. The claim made by Jean-Paul Sartre that existence precedes essence is resonant in cosmism. In this context, the independence to determine our nature becomes a cosmic task as well as a personal one. In a cosmos that does not provide our choices or beliefs any intrinsic significance or purpose, we are free to construct them as we see fit. This understanding may be freeing because it allows us to live our lives and ideals honestly, knowing that we are fleeting and insignificant in the universe. But with this independence comes the risk of being alone. The cosmic view forces us to face the isolation of a cosmos devoid of any cosmic order that reflects or mandates human concerns. The existentialists call the terrifying awareness that we are accountable for our actions in a cosmos that seems apathetic the anguish of freedom that might ensue from such seclusion. There is a possibility for genuine life, Nonetheless, amid this pain, we assert our life as a goal in itself by selecting our path without the delusion of cosmic validation, a daring act of independence. The aesthetic value of the cosmos is enhanced by cosmicism as well. It opens our eyes to the beauty of the universe's indifference, as much as it does to the wonders of the stars and other astronomical occurrences. Rather of being reassuring or welcoming, this beauty is magnificent, inspiring astonishment and wonder that goes beyond how humans perceive beauty. The cosmos, in all its stillness and grandeur, begs us to gaze at it apart from any concern for our welfare. This aesthetic value is based on the fact that objects exist independently of our wants and worries. In addition, cosmicism provides a fresh viewpoint on the quest for human understanding. Our pursuit of knowledge takes on a profound significance in a universe that is both expansive and mostly unknown. In the enormous darkness of our ignorance, every bit of information we get is like a little light. Curiosity and perseverance are profoundly shown in this endeavor, which is motivated not by the promise of final solutions, but by the worth of the search itself. The philosophical position of cosmicism is that, even if the universe seems to be uncaring, our lives may nevertheless have significance, meaning that we are responsible for creating for ourselves. It implies that the stories we tell, the principles we follow, and the relationships we cultivate matter, not in relation to a universal truth, but to ourselves as individuals. Doing so sets us apart from all other forms of life in the cosmos, rather than pitting us against it. So, cosmism returns to a strong celebration of life, rather than nihilism or despair. It promotes an attitude of cosmic humility, in which we recognize our frailties while reveling in our possibilities. Despite their transience and seeming insignificance, our lives provide opportunities for bravery, innovation, and community in this enormous, uncaring cosmos. Our lives have purpose regardless of whether or not the universe cares about us. The significance is in the act of life, in the decisions we make, and the love we share, all performed on the impersonal stage of a cosmos that doesn't care. Finding happiness and meaning in an apathetic universe is an artistic and philosophical challenge, and cosmicism ultimately encourages us to take a brave stand by being creative and daring in the face of this existential uncertainty. It shows us that even if the cosmos doesn't care, we shouldn't ignore the significance of human connection and the fleeting beauty of our lives. Here, in the subtle rejection of cosmic apathy, is where cosmicism's lyrical and philosophical essence resides.